So ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel and another episode of the Hybrid Diaries. Now there's only so many ways you can make an intro making coffee, because I make the same coffee every morning, either an espresso or a cafetiere or stovetop. Again, probably gets pretty boring seeing it at the start of almost every video, but that will soon change as I finally decided to buy my drone. I've purchased the DJI Mini 3 Pro, which will be here tomorrow morning, which I'm very excited to get and use. I always need to decide whether I get the MacBook Pro to edit on the go, but I'm still trying to compare with the laptops. That seems to be the top of the best, being what looks like the best one. But again, I'm rubbish with tech, so any suggestions, leave them below. Although when you're seeing this, I may already have a laptop, so who knows. Anyway, still comment below what you think. I may change. Speaking of being indecisive, I was considering competing in a powerlifting competition at the end of September, which obviously leaving it too late, it is all sold out, so it'll be unlikely I will compete until next year. But that's a good thing and a bad thing. One good, one bad. It's good that I'm saving. Obviously, it's good that I'm going to save money on travel expenses, entry fees, accommodation. It's good. It's good in that sense. And also the membership fees last a year, so I'll only be paying it from now until the end of the year and have to renew it in January anyway. So saving extra money doing that. So I'll probably just do it in January and then I've got all year to compete then, rather than trying to compete in the next couple of months. The only downside is that I was really looking forward to run that 4-week block, just to see what I could really hit, like do a proper sort of taper, peak in, and do that. But I may still run that 4-week block, because today, you can tell by the time I'm going to do a mini test session, so working up to warm my max of squat, pause bench and deadlifts. The pause bench is going to be interesting, because I've not paused for a very long time, so I imagine that's going to be quite a lot lower than what I've been hitting recently. So that's going to be fun. And then end of the week I'm on holiday, so I'm going to probably take a week off lifting, do a bit of running, maybe some bodyweight stuff, just to, you know, get that feel good, get the endorphins going from training. When I come back, try out the 4-week block, do the final test of my training before Hyrox, and then strip back the strength work, focus on maintaining it and really up the conditioning and running work, as that's what I've been lacking on recently. I've just been shifting more towards the strength work because I haven't been enjoying that more, whereas the running's been taking hits. Also with the issues and injuries, I haven't been able to run as well or as much as I'd like, but maybe that's because I've been doing too much lifting, who knows. But I'll keep you all updated on that, and if you want to stay more up to date, follow me on Instagram, link is down below, and yeah, we'll see what happens really. So we are currently halfway through warm-ups, moving pretty well. Again, I did 70 for 5, 100 for 3, 120 for 3, 145 for 1. And now is the time for the knee sleeves and belts as things start to get heavy. But again, moving pretty well. Most recently hit that 182.5 for that double bodyweight squat. Didn't weigh myself this morning because I just completely forgot. But I think I'm around the same or even slightly lighter. Last time I weighed I was just over 90. So bodyweight's down, but strength is still hanging about. These just get harder each week to put on. So my legs must be growing, that's what I'm telling myself anyway. 160 next, let's see how that moves. I hope to finish on anything like that 182.5 and above. Maybe just 185 will do for today. Now, one thing to remember when squatting heavy, especially because I'm in the gym by myself, is to make sure the safeties are set properly. Oh, that's a horrible sound. So I don't know if anyone saw that horrible accident that happened, was it last week or the week before? If I want to say he was in the Philippines, that PT influencer, his spotter slipped, he wasn't squatting in a rack, and the bar ended up crushing his spine and falling over that way. So it's always good to, when going heavy, use one of these racks with support and or have someone there to spot you if you need assistance. Especially like in powerlifting comps, they have, once you get over 200 kilos, you automatically have 5 spotters. one for you and one or two for you, and the rest are there to catch the bar. So it's always important to set the pins just below your squat depth. Looking back, I need to bring this up by 1. But squats feeling good. That 165 moved well. Again, what I found really helped is those last weeks of box squats. Once I'm in depth, I can feel that sort of carry on from the power up out of the hole. So it's good to see that paying off. Now to go for this 175. Just loaded and ready. Just 12 kilos more than last time, which is still progress, still a comeback PB. But the headphones have gone in, and now I'm just gonna focus and get in the zone. Again, back with that Ragnar Lothbrok. You're gonna focus, again, same zone as last time. 175 is a bit of a struggle, but looked decent, so let's hope this moves the same. For today is then. It is what it is. Failed squat, first failed squat of this training block, which all things considered isn't bad. I've made consistent progress on the 5-3-1, so it's done me well. But I think the last few weeks I've sort of felt I've come to the end of those progressive gains, which is timed perfectly well for my week off for next week. But something I noticed with my squats, when I don't run on Saturdays, which is 2 days prior to this session, the lifting session doesn't go as well, as I just don't feel everything's fine properly. I don't know if that's because they're more fatigued, which would be, you think would be the opposite, as that fatigue would make them less stronger for the following few days, because they're normally run 10-15k over a weekend. But it's just interesting that that has been the case, or at least what I felt it to be anyway. And yeah, nothing else has changed besides I don't run on Saturdays. Like Saturday just go out to the bike. But interesting, we'll see how that goes on in the next training block. Today's just feeling like one of those days. Everything feels heavy. Shoulder's got a bit of a niggle, but we'll see how this 120 moves. And I might call it there on that and just work up to a moderately heavy single on deadlift. But also, if you're wondering, I have switched over back to my slippers, just to give me a bit more grip on the bench and maybe a bit closer to the floor on deadlifts. So one more set on deadlift, I mean bench, and then onto deadlifts. I'm just not feeling it today. I mean, I'll take that considering that's 5 kilos off what I hit touch and go 3 weeks ago, but still just felt slow, heavy and sluggish. I feel like I'm already having a caffeine crash from having a bit too much caffeine this morning. But let's see if I can just get through deadlifts and call it a day there. Finishing with a challenge plank, which is an exercise I've not done for a long time, but they are very effective at strengthening our posterior chain, which is something I definitely need to work on. Some key tips to consider if you plan on doing these: make sure you're driving hips up, keeping your glutes and hamstrings activated throughout, and think toes to nose, keeping your toes pointing towards your face, keep your calves from getting involved too much. Hello, mister. Hello. Didn't want to come downstairs to see me now? Hey? Oh, you've had a lazy morning. A very lazy morning. So yeah, that was a pretty abysmal session. Nothing felt right, nothing quite clicked. Again, just squats felt off. Bench, yeah, deadlift's the same. But you know, it is what it is. I've kind of been winging this programming for the last however long it's been. I'll probably put on screen how long it has actually been since I started this sort of 5-3-1 training style. But you know, yeah, you can't win them all. I'm not going to add kilos each week, which I've been doing for the last couple of weeks. Now I've sort of hit that wall where I need to go back to the drawing board with programming, get that all redone for the next block, maybe do the 4-week powerlifting and then 11-10 weeks of whatever I decide to do then, that make it more Hyrox specific, kind of maintain that strength. But we shall see. Thanks for that. But I'm going to wrap this video up there. If you've enjoyed it, give it a like. If you are new, hit that subscribe button and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. Any final words? No? Woof.